The US dollar continues to strengthen against its G6 basket counterparts. Better than expected macroeconomic data from the United States allows the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates. At the same time, disappointing news from Asia and Europe is the only increase in the flow of investment capital into the United States. In our video review, we will find out what events will shape trader sentiment this week and whether there are opportunities for other currencies to regain their positions against the greenback. You are watching a trader's calendar. The first batch of important news will arrive on a Tuesday. Traders will be most interested in the British employment data. The number of unemployed is expected to continue to rise in August, but at a lower rate than in July. Following the flow of macroeconomic inflation from the UK, economists project an increase in claims to 17,000. At the same time, the unemployment rate in July may rise to 4.3%. This will be a reason to sell the British pound, although the Bank of England is unlikely to pause its tightening cycle. The regulator is now only concerned with the issue of slowing down the extremely high inflation. Meanwhile, markets expect some negative news from Germany. The business sector of the German economy is experiencing pessimism, and the index calculated by experts from the ZEF Research Institute is forecasted to fall from a minus 12.3 points into the negative territory to minus 15 points. However, there is a hope that the European Central Bank will keep interest rates on a hold, and this may slightly improve business sentiment. Markets will assess the investment attractiveness of the British currency after the release of the GDP growth rate report for July, and the forecast also does not promise optimism. We can expect a decline of 0.2%. The manufacturing sector also experiences negative momentum. The previous reports on industrial activity showed that the manufacturing sector was struggling and that a downturn was imminent. The National Bureau of Statistics will release the Industrial Production Index on Wednesday, September 13. Markets expect a stronger sell-off on the British currency, and the British pound is unlikely to remain the only currency to lose ground against the US dollar on Wednesday. Markets are awaiting the release of the US inflation data and are buying the greenback, as their forecast suggests an acceleration in the rate of consumer price growth. If inflation starts to grow again, it will be a signal for the Fed to start raising interest rates again. While the regulator still considers the probability of a tightening at the end of the November meeting, depending on the expected inflation data, a rate hike could be expected as early as October. In general, markets are likely to maintain bullish sentiment on the US dollar this week. We will monitor the market reaction to the above-mentioned reports. Subscribe to our channel and follow changes in market sentiment with us. Any comments, questions and offers are welcomed. We wish you profitable trading and see you soon.